Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the LTL podcast. This is episode 100. We've reached 100 episodes since coming back and turning ourselves back into the LTL podcast. I hope everybody's having a good afternoon. I am had a little bit of free time here this afternoon, and then we'll come back for the Super Show tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and do another recap of the 48 Hours Idaho episode that was released just on Saturday night. We had an issue. I knew this was going to happen. The episode that I actually did last night was taken down due to copyright. Sucks because we had some really, really great chat in that chat room, some really good conversations, some really good context as to what is going on. But I promise that I will come back tonight. I have a bunch of things lined up for tonight's show, and we will get back in discussing the 48 Hours episode revolving around the Idaho 4 case and Brian Koberger. We have some tragic news that is just hitting the airways. It's happened back on Saturday. I want to welcome everybody into the chat. Thank you for coming in. I want to pull this up. This was a deputy out in California that was slain on Saturday night. Los Angeles deputy shot and killed after being ambushed in his patrol car. Now, there are reports that there is a person of interest that has been arrested today. But let's get the backstory up until the present day. And we here back the blue. We back the blue here on LTL. And this case needs attention because if the person of interest is not the person that did this, we need to continue to get this information out there to the public. So Los Angeles deputy shot and killed after being ambushed in his patrol car. Ryan Clinkunbroomer had been engaged just 4 days before he was slain in a brazen attack in Palmdale. A gunman ambushed an Los Angeles County Sheriff Department deputy in his patrol car on Saturday night, shooting him to death in a particularly brazen attack, authorities said. The deputy, Ryan Clinkunbroomer, was found unconscious in his vehicle near the interstate of Sierra Highway and Avenue Q in Palmdale, California. A passerby discovered the mortally wounded deputy and then alerted authorities. Clinkunbroomer died after being taken to an area hospital, the Associated Press reported. Despite the medical staff's best efforts to save our deputy's life, regrettably, he succumbed to his injuries, Sheriff Robert Luna said, according to the AP. Clinkunbroomer became engaged only 4 days before he was slain. His survivors include his Bethro parents and his grandparents. A surveillance camera reportedly captured the video of the shooting. NBC News, citing law enforcement sources, said that the video shows someone driving a car alongside Clinkunbroomer's patrol cruiser and is speeding away, and a fleeing car is focused for authorities, NBC News reported. Though Luna said he hadn't ruled out any potential motives, he described fearing that the shooting may have been a targeted attack just because Clinkunbroomer was in uniform. Sources told NBC News that it's unclear whether investigators believe Clinkunbroomer may have been specifically targeted or if the shooter just wanted to attack someone in uniform. There have not been many leads, the source told the news network. Detectives are in the initial stages of the investigation and seeking public assistance to apprehend this suspect, Luna reported, said on Saturday. So I'm going to continue with my notes, but I'm just going to pause. We really need your help. According to ABC News, Luna said that Clinkunbroomer was just driving down the street for no apparent reason and still looking into the specific direction. Someone decided to shoot and murder him. We're going to catch the person who did this because every resource that the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has to bear is going after you. More than 80 police officers have been killed in the duty or died from work-related injuries in 2023, according to an Officer Down memorial page. Nearly 40 died from gunfire. Clinkunbroomer was a third-generation law enforcement officer, following in the footsteps of his grandfather and father, the AP reported. ABC News said Clinkunbroomer has worked as a field training officer for the last year and a half. Luna said the position Clinkunbroomer was reserved for the best of the best at the agency. He embodied the values of bravery, selfishness, and absolute commitment to justice, Luna said of Clinkunbroomer. Our deputy was a devoted family member and had shared cherished memories of our community, who was cowardly shot after working tirelessly to serve the community this evening. Luna said that the Sheriff's Department was looking alongside Palmdale authorities to find Clinkunbroomer's killer. Palmdale loves the sheriff's deputies, and the deputies take very good care of Palmdale and love our community back. The municipality mayor, Lauren Bentoncourt, told reporters the person that did this is a coward and they will be caught. Okay, let's get to the press conference. That was yesterday, so I can get you all up to speed, and then we will get into the update that I have here. Oh, hang on one second. That's the wrong video.
And we want to take you to the Antelope Valley Hospital, where the Sheriff's Department is about to hold a news conference concerning the deputy who was shot earlier this evening. Let's listen in.
My notes say good evening, but I'm going to start off by saying it's hasn't been a good evening for us in the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, nor our community of Palmdale in the Antelope Valley. I'm here to brief you on details regarding the murder of Deputy Clinkunbroomer. The information I provide to you is very preliminary and is what we know at this time. As frustrating as it is to all of us and all of you in our community, we will get more information, but with your help, and that's part of why we're up here today. This evening at approximately 6 p.m., our deputy was on duty, in uniform, working in a patrol car from the Palmdale Sheriff's Station. He was discovered unconscious in his vehicle by a Good Samaritan near the intersection of Sierra Highway and Avenue Q in the city of Palmdale. The Good Samaritan immediately reported it to the Palmdale station personnel. Deputy personnel transported our deputy to the Antelope Valley Medical Center, where he was treated for a gunshot wound. Despite the medical staff's best efforts to save our deputy's life, regrettably, he succumbed to his injuries. At this time, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department homicide investigators are investigating the murder of our deputy. Detectives are in the initial stages of this investigation and seeking the public's assistance to apprehend this suspect. So I'm going to continue with my notes, but I'm just going to pause. We really need your help. We need to get this guy off the street, guy or guys. He's a public safety threat. He ambushed and killed, murdered one of our deputies. We need your help to get him off the street. We believe this incident may have been captured on surveillance video. Homicide investigators are aware of a video that is circulating and are analyzing the video to determine if it is related to the murder of our deputy. We are utilizing every resource available to apprehend the suspect responsible for this heinous crime. But again, I'll pause there. One video circulating. If anybody has any video that's out there, anything they may even think is irrelevant, please contact us. And we'll give the number here towards the end. Deputy Clinkunbroomer was 30 years old. He served the Palmdale and Antelope Valley community with absolute distinction. He transferred to the Palmdale station July of 2018. He was a field training officer for 1.5 years. Not just anybody becomes a field training officer. It's usually the best of the best. I do want to take a moment to say this, because a lot of times when we do these press conferences, there's always questions about policing, and there should be. But what I want to relay to our community is that our deputy left his family tonight to serve our community. Think about that for a second. Laid it all on the line to serve us. He didn't deserve this. He wore a uniform just like you see other LA County deputies serve or wear or don, driving in a police car, and he was murdered tonight. He didn't deserve that. From everything I know about Ryan, people absolutely loved and adored him. See, he wasn't just one of our deputy sheriffs. He's third generation. His father served with us. His grandfather served with us. Service was running through his veins. So unfair. So unfair. He embodied the values of bravery, selflessness, and an absolute commitment to justice. Our deputy was a devoted family member and a cherished member of our community who was cowardly shot while working tirelessly to serve our community this evening. Our hearts absolutely go out to his family. I apologize that it took us a little bit longer to get here, but one of our primary focuses is his family tonight. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department family, the community of Palmdale and Lancaster, and obviously, what I've said here earlier before, we're going to catch the person who did this, because every resource that the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has to bear is going after you. We still need your help. And I want to comment that on the way here, I received calls from just about every major law enforcement agency, both local, regional, state, and federal, who are offering their assistance. And we will take everybody's assistance. But we need your ears, we need your eyes to help us with what we need to do. As I was stating earlier, we've spent the last several hours with our family, with his family, who faces an unimaginable loss, and they are grieving. We cannot fully understand their pain, but we as a department will stand with them in solidarity and support them during this extremely difficult time. They deserve our unwavering compassion, and we will do everything in our power to provide them with the assistance and care they need as they navigate through this very challenging journey. To our Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department family at the Palmdale station, I want you to know give me a second. There will be a representative from the Palmdale, the city of Palmdale, that will be talking. They've been here with us all evening. They're grieving with us. They love our deputies. Our deputies love them. We have such a good relationship, and you'll be hearing from them in a second. But before I do turn it over to them, I do want to emphasize again, somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. There is a family here at this hospital that's grieving tonight, an unimaginable loss. It's a young kid who came to work to serve all of us. We need your help. Anybody who witnessed anything, especially in the area of Sierra Highway around 6 p.m., or has any additional information, please contact our homicide investigators at area code 323-890-5500. Or if you wish to remain anonymous, please contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Together, we can ensure that this senseless murder and the person who committed it is held accountable to the full extent of the law. He needs to be off our streets. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our partners over at Palmdale. The mayor, thank you.
Thank you. It is with a heavy heart that we at the City of Palmdale are here to speak regarding the hero that was taken from us this evening. As the mayor of Palmdale and the entire City Council, we have to report that another senseless life has been taken. I don't mean senseless life, but senselessly taken. Palmdale loves the sheriff's deputies, and the deputies take very good care of Palmdale and love our community back. The person that did this is a coward, and they will be caught. We do not tolerate this kind of behavior in Palmdale. It is not who Palmdale is. Our deepest condolences go out to the family of Deputy Clinkunbroomer and to all of his coworkers and friends at the Palmdale Sheriff Station. We are here for you. We support you. And I ask that the City of Palmdale, the community, rally together in support of our sheriffs and for the Clinkunbroomer family. Please pray for them, keep them in your heart, and let's hope that this never happens again. Thank you.
Before I open it up to questions, just a reminder, it's been several hours. Our homicide teams, major crimes teams, gang teams, we have a lot of resources working on this, and they're going to be working around the clock. We don't know everything we'd like to know at this point, but our goal is to find out. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that any of you may have. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I know it's fluid, and I know you probably don't have a very good description, but can you offer any kind of description based on the videos you've seen thus far? And are you familiar or aware of possible threats that have been made against the deputies up here lately? Or is it an absolute random act or a targeted act?
At this point, everything's on the table. In regards to, I think it was a targeted act based on what we know now, but we're still in the extremely early stages of this investigation. In regards to threats, our detectives will look at everything, and make sure that no stone is unturned. That will be part of the investigation.
And could you clarify, please, was the deputy a target or was just law enforcement a target?
Either one at this point. It's all on the table.
Okay.
It could have been our deputy. It could have been just the fact that he was representing the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department as one of our employees. We don't know. Everything's on the table.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
To elaborate on the description of the vehicle, is there anything further on the description of the vehicle that was seen on the video footage?
At this time, we're not putting it out because we're not sure the vehicle was involved. when we start feeling stronger about the information we have, we may put it out as a vehicle or eventually a person of interest. But I guarantee you this, again, best homicide detail in the nation. And they're working on it. And as soon as we get any information that we believe will assist us, have the public assist us a little bit more, we'll put it out immediately. Yes.
And can you clarify anything? I understand he was very close to the sheriff's station. Do you know where he was going at that point?
He had just left the station. I don't have clarity yet as to if he was on a dispatch or where he was going yet, but those are all things that are part of this investigation, and we'll know soon.
Could you please spell his name? Can you do that one for us, please?
Yes. His first name is Ryan, R-Y-A-N, and his last name is spelled Clinkunbroomer. And I just want to throw this out. Ryan was just engaged about 4 days ago. He was just starting his life from that aspect of it.
How many years?
Approximately 8 in total.
And the rank of deputy?
Yes, but he was a field training officer. Yes, very proudly. And just about everybody standing behind me from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, we're hurting because we lost somebody. It always hurts. They try to prepare you for this, and no matter how much they do, it hurts bad. But just about everybody worked with his father, which adds just a little bit more pain. To think that somebody, for us in this profession, we love this profession. And the fact that we have so many people who love it so much that they recommend it to their kids, and then to have their kids come into a profession that's not very easy to begin with, but I think it's the best profession in the world. And then to lose them like this is, it adds more pain to it.
How old was he?
He was 30 years old. Yes.
Sheriff, I'm so sorry you guys are going through this. You answered the question I was going to ask about his family. Who does he leave behind? You mentioned a fiance. Did he have kids?
He did not have children, but he, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather. We've just encountered many of the family members, and we'll be putting a lot of that specific information out.
And is there anything else you can say about I know he was young, but the legacy that he leaves behind and just what this is like for you guys and for his family to be going through?
It sucks, just to put it bluntly. Again, we have amazing men and women who enter this profession, proudly wear the uniform of a Los Angeles County Sheriff, and they come out here and put it physically and mentally on the line every day. We do live with the fact that it is a very dangerous job, but we're so well trained. We're so well prepared to hit the streets. But at the same time, people may say, well, police work is dangerous. But he was just driving down the street. And for no apparent reason, and we're still looking into the specific reasons, somebody decided to shoot and murder him. I'm assuming at this point because he was in uniform. That to me is sickening. That's not who this community is. And that's why we stand up here collectively together, really asking our community for your assistance as we move forward. And not only to capture this suspect, but knowing the community of Palmdale, the Antelope Valley, they have made it extremely clear to me how much they love the deputy sheriffs that serve them. This community is going to be hurting. So we will all need support. We'll be leaning on each other. And we just left the hallways of the hospital, and we have a lot of deputies that are hurting. They don't understand this. Sorry for the long answer to your question, but I'm just trying to be as bluntly honest as I can, because it's a horrible feeling. And but you know what? We're still out there serving. We're still out there responding to calls. Our men and women, yes, we will shed tears. We will do what we can to remember them. But when you dial 911, you're going to have deputies show up at your home. Why? Because it's our obligation. We still need to serve this community.
And I'm sorry, just one more question. Thank you very much for that. I just wanted to also ask you, and I'll let somebody else speak, but from aerial footage, it doesn't look like there's any kind of bullet holes or broken glass in his cruiser. Do you have any more information about, you say he was shot, but did he get out of the car, or was he was driving from what we understand? Is that correct?
The preliminary information we have, and again, this is all subject to change, is that he was driving in his police car while on duty. It appears that he was fired upon. And thank God for this good Samaritan. And if I didn't do it earlier, I gotta thank whoever this good Samaritan is. This is what we're supposed to do as community, support each other. And somebody chose not to drive by and render aid, or at least call us, so that we can get there immediately and try and get them medical care. But when the good Samaritan found him, he was in his police car.
No broken glass though on the cruiser or anything?
If you don't mind, I'd rather not get into it.
No problem.
That level of detail at this time, but as time goes on, we will release that information.
Thank you.
Sheriff, do you feel that an attack on one is an attack on all law enforcement?
100%. We don't know the details yet, but at the same time, who shoots at anybody, let alone a uniformed deputy sheriff? That's unacceptable. And when I say that the full resource of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and all of our law enforcement partners not going to rest until we find this individual, we need to get him off the street. He's dangerous before he hurts anybody else in the community, another deputy sheriff, police officer. We're going to work very hard to make sure that happens. And by the way, that'll be the last question, because I do want to get back to our deputies and the family. When we first got the notification about this, it was extremely, it took a while to figure out what happened. As you can imagine, put yourself in the shoes of whether it's a good Samaritan, the deputy calling for help, deputies that first get there. We didn't know what happened, and they're trying to piece it together. Obviously, the priority is to get medical aid, try and figure out what happened, how it happened, which we will find out. But we weren't very clear for the first initial hours. So I know there's a lot of misinformation out there, but it just because different pieces still need to be put together. But we have a lot of investigators on it, and we'll figure it all out. With that, again, thank you for your patience. I know it took us a while to get out here. We're just trying to prioritize family, our employees, the search for the suspect, or gathering information, I should say. But in the next several days, we will keep you updated. And again, I want to thank the medical staff here. I want to thank everybody who was involved in supporting us, specifically our mayor and council people from, council members, I should say, from Palmdale, city manager and staff. They've been absolutely wonderful. And they're all offering, what can we do? How can we help? I've been on the phone with Supervisor Barger, for example. What can I do? What can I help? Calls are coming in from everywhere. So with that, thank you for covering this. Please continue to cover it. We need your help in finding whoever murdered our deputy. Thank you.
And we've been listening in on this news conference, an emotional Sheriff Luna there, commending the Good Samaritan who came forward, saw that deputy in distress, and immediately rushed in to help. He also identified that deputy as 30-year-old Ryan Clinkunbroomer, 30 years old. He just got engaged 4 days ago, and he said that service was actually in his blood. His father, his grandfather were also members of the department. And also, Sheriff Luna, careful to point out that this was not random. It was a targeted attack. The hunt is on tonight for the person responsible, making that public plea for anyone to come forward.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break here. We'll have sports on the other side.
Okay, we do have an update here. Let me just get to that. CNN reporting this morning at 9:47 a.m., September 18th, 2023. And let's play this little video and then do have an update here.
Los Angeles County is offering a $250,000 reward for any information as to the shooting of Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Clinkunbroomer. He was shot and he was killed inside his patrol car on Saturday. Officials say they believe he was potentially targeted and ambushed. Our Camilla Bernal is following all of this from LA. He was wearing his uniform. He was inside his patrol car, and the authorities believe this could have been intentional targeting of him. What do we know this morning?
Yeah, Poppy, the sheriff's saying it could have been just because he was wearing his uniform, and now all available resources are being used to find the person or persons responsible for this. The sheriff vowing to find whoever did this. I want to sort of go over the timeline of what happened here. You mentioned he was in a marked patrol car in uniform on duty. He was just leaving the station actually on Saturday night at around 6 p.m. in Palmdale, which is about 60 miles north of LA. And he stopped at a red light. There is video obtained by CNN that shows a car driving next to his patrol car and then speeding away. Now, what authorities say is a vehicle of interest is a 2006 to 2012 dark gray Toyota Corolla. And they're asking for videos, for information, for anyone to take a look at this because they say it could be the missing puzzle piece. They're wanting information from the public, and they've offered a $250,000 reward.
Okay. So we have that. That was this morning. And I do have a good update. A good update here. There has been a person of interest detained in this case. So let's play here and get up to speed as to where we stand in this case.
Back to our breaking news here. The LA County Sheriff's Department has detained a person of interest in connection with the murder of a sheriff's deputy. It happened over the weekend as the deputy sat in his patrol car. KTLA's Eric Spillman, live in Palmdale, with the very latest. Eric, good morning.
Morning, Frank. We moved over to Berenson Street and Avenue R6 here in Palmdale. And as we look down the street here, you're going to see way down there, because they're keeping us far away, there is a large sheriff's department presence with numerous patrol vehicles, detectives' cars, and other crime scene technicians and so forth that are still on scene here. Let's take a look from Sky 5 HD. And we understand this is the location where early this morning, we believe a person of interest in the killing of that LA County Sheriff's deputy over the weekend was taken into custody. That, according to...
Looks like the car right there. Look at that, where these offices are. Look at the car. That looks like it right there.
Neighbors and sheriff's deputies who spoke to a freelance photographer on the scene here early this morning. Now, let me show you what went on here earlier. The SWAT team was here on the scene for several hours. There was a standoff involving a person inside the home here. SWAT officers used non-lethal force, possibly tear gas or flashbang devices, to get the man to come out of the home. At around 5 a.m., he surrendered to authorities and was taken into custody. We don't have the man's name. But again, according to sheriff's detectives who spoke to a freelance photographer on scene here, the person taken into custody was the person of interest that authorities were looking for in the killing of the sheriff's deputy over the weekend. The sheriff himself will be holding a news conference at 10:30 this morning with more information. But neighbors here tell us if the killer has been caught, they're grateful because they're angry that a cop who was just doing his job was ambushed and killed.
It's not just because he took an officer's life, but it's just, he was a human, you know? I'm a human myself. Like I said, I'm a family man. I have kids, and we all have a job, and we all want to go home, no matter what you do in life. We all trying to make it home.
Let's go over some of the background here. Deputy Ryan Clinkunbroomer was gunned down on Saturday evening. He was sitting in his patrol car not far from the Palmdale station when someone pulled up next to him and shot him in the head. A passerby saw that he needed help, stopped to render aid. The deputy was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was just 30 years old, had spent 8 years on the force. He had been a training officer for the last year and a half. He was the son and grandson of an LA County Sheriff's deputy. He just proposed to his girlfriend 4 days prior. Now, I want to show you a key bit of evidence in this case, surveillance video showing the car that pulled up next to the deputy's patrol car just before he was shot. It was described as a dark gray vehicle, a 2006 to 2012 Toyota Corolla. According to deputies who spoke to that freelance photographer here early this morning, a vehicle matching that description was located here on the scene. How authorities came to this location, we don't know. There was a $250,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Now, last night, a thousand showed up at the Palmdale Sheriff's Station to hold a vigil for the fallen deputy. They came to pay their respects and express condolences. This was a public servant just doing his job when he was killed for no apparent reason.
He left his family, put on his uniform to come and serve our community, and he's not going home ever again. That's very, very unfortunate, and this community feels it with us.
This was an attack on our profession. It was an attack on the people, the very people that protect you and your loved ones. This was an attack on all of us.
Back live to our picture from Sky 5 HD over the home where we believe the person of interest was taken into custody this morning. Again, the information that we got was that a vehicle matching that 2006 to 2012 dark colored Toyota Corolla was found on scene here. And I'm sorry, I can't see the picture from our helicopter, so I'm not sure exactly what he's showing you, but I'm told that our chopper pilot and helicopter were able to locate a vehicle that looks like it matches the description here at this home this morning. So that's a crucial bit of information and evidence in this case. Once again, a person of interest has been detained in the killing of that sheriff's deputy. There will be a news conference at 10:30 this morning at the Palmdale Sheriff's Station with more information. We'll send it back to you.
Eric.
Okay. So, rest in peace, Deputy Clinkunbroomer. Let's just hold a moment of silence for that gentleman. Okay, we appreciate your service, sir, and hopefully they have the person or persons that is responsible for this. This is going to end this episode for this afternoon. Quick episode just to give everybody an update as to what was going on in this case. Episode 100, and not really a great way to celebrate, but maybe just play a little bit of a tribute to this young man for his service. So hopefully this will end, and hopefully they have caught the person that is responsible for this. All right, gang, I'm going to get out of here for a little while. I have some business to take care of, and then I'll be back tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, our phenomenal episode that we had done last night, and I felt this was going to happen, got a copyright strike. So I'm unable to publish that podcast from last night. So we will do this. We will do review tonight, 48 hours on the Idaho 4 Brian Koberger case. We will continue to review that. I have some great material that I have kind of spun up here in the last couple of hours, and I hope to give you the same and best presentation as we did last night. It was a really great episode last night, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have it here on YouTube. So if you didn't see it live and you didn't burn it in your memory, you're probably never going to be able to review it and see it again, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to get out of here. I hope everybody has a phenomenal afternoon. I will see you back here tonight at 8:30 p.m. If you wait till the end of this stream, it'll redirect you right into this next stream, and you just click the Remind Me button. All right, folks, stay safe. Take care. I'll see y'all soon. Have a good afternoon.